You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on ourlonestar.com.
Got the head bob going. It's Thursday morning. Good morning, Montgomery County. How are y'all doing? It is a stinking beautiful day. Sun is shining. Birds are singing. Well, birds are singing, but they're also getting blown against buildings and stuff because that wind is kicking it up. It's a great day to be on the lake, next to the lake, near the lake. Go to a park. City of Conroe's got tons of parks. Go hang out. Go to the Y. Go to the river. Go to the coast. I don't know. But tell your boss, I don't feel good. I need some energy. And get outside. Do some jumping jacks. Man, I tell you what, that music's got me going. You know, guys, those of you that know me, you know how I am. I'm usually lackadaisical and, you know, real sluggish. And, you know, I need these kind of days to keep me going. One of our guests is laughing at me. Okay, that's okay. Folks, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful week. There's so much going on and so much to talk about. Wonderful day yesterday with Fearless Boxing Gym. Do so much for our community. Do so much for the kids. And I just love saying it this way. They do so much for those kids on the other side of the tracks. And they're not looking for anybody to give them a big pat on the back. They're looking for people to get involved to share the love that they share. They're putting out some boxers, man. They're putting out some serious amateur and professional boxers. But what's cool is if you don't want to be a boxer, you just want to get in shape like my old big gutted self.
But it's a handsome gut.
Oh,
though.
It's a handsome gut, baby. Let me tell you what. I'm doing the cardio boxing, and it's my legs are hurting, mama. Woo! 2 days. I was told I missed a good workout today, but check them out. Fearless Boxing on Facebook. Today, we've got wonderful two men in here from the Conroe Noon Lions Club. We're going to be talking about Kids on the Lake coming up. What is that you say? Stay tuned. You'll find out. We're going to talk about the Kerrville, the Lions Club camp in Kerrville. What's that you say? Stay tuned. You'll find out. And then in the last half hour, Sara Koenig of the downtown store Cowtown Couture. She's part of the incredible volunteer committee that's putting that show together, the Conroe Americana Music Festival. We're going to have her on the show. And tomorrow, we're going to have Hutch from the Conroe Convention Bureau and Rodney Poole of Rodney Poole. What do you need to say? Rodney Poole, Mr. Downtown Conroe, will be on talking about that as well. Tracy Brandon, who put together the 54 bands, will be here. So there's a lot going on. Go to Facebook, look for events. There's a downtown free concert tonight in Conroe. Madera Estates has an incredible faith fighting cancer Montgomery County event. I'll be out there, so come see us. I'll take your picture, and I'll be helping with the auction, so I'll take your money. And then there's just stuff. So just get out and have some fun. Folks, we're going to take that quick little break right now. And when we come back, we're going to dive right in with Warner Phelps, Souls Insurance, more importantly, Conroe Noon Lions, and Mr. Scott Perry, City of Conroe, and much more importantly, Conroe Noon Lions. You're listening to Montgomery County Lifestyle with Nathan Arrazate, and we'll be right back.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
Because it's drive time in Montgomery County. All right, folks, that's my boogie woogie, and I love it. Folks, we are going to dive right in. We've got a rocking and rolling hour. Warner Phelps, Scott Perry. Thank you guys for being here, man.
Thanks for having us on, Mr. Arrazate.
By the way, I think Warner's nickname is Warner. I want to be famous on the radio and TV. Phelps.
Daddy, I'm already famous, man. I'm just helping get this show promoted out there.
So now, oh, Lord, there you what? Do I owe you money?
No, we're good to go for now.
All right.
You owe me money.
I owe you money. $9.95, but wait. All right, folks. Warner, tell us real quickly about you and Lions Club and then we'll get to Scott, and then we'll talk about some stuff.
Warner Phelps, Souls Insurance, downtown Conroe, Texas, since 1947. And I've been a member of Conroe Noon Lions Club since 2009. And the thing that you mentioned about Fearless Boxing Gym, the thing that I know Scott, how he got to know me better, is kids. So we're here to talk about kids on the lake. And we just want to be sure that everyone who has an opportunity to be out there and has a kid that might be involved would be coming out there. So Kids on the Lake is a fishing tournament started by one of our lake great members, Ken Albertson, about 25 years ago, probably, maybe 30. We host a fishing tournament for disabled and handicapped children, and we're doing it at YMCA Camp Owen this year. We've moved locations a few times, but this year it's at YMCA.
Well, last year it was there too, right?
Yes, it was there last year. And we want to be sure that everyone who has any kind of relationship with a child that has disability understands that we're going to do everything we can to make a memorable fishing event for those kids on Saturday, May 13th.
And let's back up on that because I want to break some of it down because I've seen them. I wasn't there last year at Camp Owen, but I was there. I've been when it was an Energy. Mm-hmm. And I know that we just recently had Challenge Air for Kids. And one of the things we were talking about, and our district governor, Mark Roth, showed up, didn't know he was coming. And one of the things he picked up on immediately was those kids that we were taking care of at Challenge Air and their families, those are the kids that the Lions look to take care of. It's the exact same people. It could be somebody, I mean, and jump in here, both of you. It could be Down syndrome. It could be autism. It could be.
Yeah, one of the things that's important to understand is, they can be wheelchair bound.
Well, that's what I'm going to get into.
Right.
It could be.
Sorry, I just cut you off there.
You did.
That's
And
what professional talkers do, Nate. We
Turn
just cut
off his
people
radio.
off.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to hit your radio. And that's what I want to get. It could be Down syndrome, autism. It could be some form, and a friend of mine was telling me, Nathan, it is a mental, intellectual retardation / disability, whatever word you use, it's okay. But then it could be a physical. It could be just that they were born with a physical disability, be it their legs, their back, something. It could be an accident that they were in, and they're on crutches, they have braces, they're in a wheelchair. I remember that kid, and y'all much better than me, that's on a stretcher, that lives his life on a bed.
Yep.
And he was out there. So there's no strings attached other than what?
Then sign up and show up. Be there. That's right.
And how much does it cost?
It is $0 million.
Exactly.
$0 million. And there's actually an extra zero.
That's actually, in normal people language, that means free. But I speak weirdo language, so to me, it's $0 million. But yeah, there's absolutely no reason why you couldn't go. And there's actually a couple reasons why I wanted to get this out there, because first of all, we do want people to know that they can bring their kids. But something that happened to me yesterday is, I realized I have not done what I'm supposed to do of telling other people about it and inviting people. If you're hearing this and you just know somebody who has a child that fits any of that aforementioned criteria, talk to them, tell them, hey, do you guys know about Kids on the Lake?
Absolutely. And this will be a YouTube video. We're going to share this tomorrow. So if they're listening or see this tomorrow, they need to just share this so people can see it.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to get them out there. We cook them a lunch. Everybody, I know we're in the everyone gets a trophy culture and people don't like that, but these kids have all earned theirs.
Absolutely.
Because they get a trophy when they go home. We have a big award ceremony, and it's just a great day for everybody. It's one of the club's most looked forward to events during the course of the year, and we have it right here in Conroe. We have it here where people who live here and work here can bring their kids, and then the members who obviously live here and work here can volunteer and give some time on a Saturday everybody goes home feeling like they have accomplished something.
I think it's real important to note too that, all of the things that Warner just talked about are right on. But there's also something else to be gained, and that's relationships. The relationships that a child may gain with a lion that's out there, even their parents. Sometimes whenever parents are dealing with children are taking care of children with disabilities, they feel alone. They feel like they may be the only people that are like that, or maybe they just don't have that network yet.
Yep.
And to help with that, I think it's really important for them to know that. So a lot of times I feel like people, they don't go to these things because they feel like you have to be a part of something to
Right.
come to it, and that's not really the case. You are part of it. We want you to come, and we want you to become part of that bigger network that can involve you with activities and events with your children.
Couple of things to piggyback on that. You hit the nail on the head. Everybody sitting in this studio and everybody listening has had days where you felt alone. You've had days where your job, your relationship, your kids, your mom, your dad, you just were frustrated. Now, can you imagine having a special needs child at whatever degree, minor to life-threatening?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine those? Can you imagine those ups and downs?
Yeah.
And so now, because of the Lions Club and the supporting sponsors and groups, those families and the other normal brothers and sisters can all come and just be treated normal and loved, man.
That's right.
There's no greater reward. Like you said, we leave, we cry happy tears, we laugh, we joke. It's incredible. Folks, you've got to share this and all, because it's life-changing.
Yeah, I think that, we as a society, we get caught up in our own little tunnels of the stuff we got to get done every day, the things we got to do, the errands we got to run. That's not really important. And we forget to slow down, and maybe we just run right past those people who, being in a family relationship with someone with almost any kind of disability is extremely taxing on a family, and offering this chance for them to get out and, feel loved by people who don't say, we can't accommodate you because, we just don't have space for your wheelchair in our business facility, whatever. Fortunately, we have the Americans with Disabilities Act to keep that
But
from
I know
happening.
I guess there's certain activities they can't be involved in.
You've seen it where, people come into any kind of place and you can feel the tension coming off of them where they feel like everybody's staring at them, and they feel like people are like, murmuring over here, it's
What'd
like,
you say?
I said, they feel like they are being pushed into the corner everywhere they go. And we want to be sure that we let them know that this is the place where that's not going to happen. We will do everything we can to get you on a fishing pole. And then, Scott, you're going to have to help me out here because I haven't been since it's been at Camp Out. How does the boat work?
Well, we don't have motorized boats.
Okay.
So there's paddle boats, and then there's canoes. But there's also other activities.
Right.
We have moonwalks out there. We have hay rides. So I'm not sure if they had archery perhaps set up. YMCA Camp Owen it's a great place to offer this because they have so much going on. I want to say,
And it's right there.
Horseback riding.
Horseback riding. Think of, folks, listen to this. Talk it again. Horseback riding. If the parents and the child wants to get up on a horse, they can get on a horse.
That's right.
How many of us would like to be on a horse? Can you imagine the accomplishment that special needs child, especially if they're in a wheelchair? And folks, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
This isn't their first rodeo. They know how to put these children in these games. And go back to, what else is it?
I know they'll have. I'm not sure the exact elements that we have set up.
Well, we know
this
there's
year,
boats.
but there's boats. They're non-motorized boats.
But they're paddle boats and they're
right.
canoes.
So I can remember last year I was there, and I remember there were children that were on the paddle boats, and then there were people that were pedaling the boats, right? So perhaps a paddle boat, they're not modified, right? So they still have to be pedaled by their legs, but there were perhaps some wheelchair children that were put on the back of that boat, and then they're in the seats that are in the back. They're four-seaters, and then people in the front were pedaling the boat and taking them around the lake and interacting.
And this
with
lake
them
has
in the
got
lake.
some good fish in it.
Oh no, it does.
Think about it. How many times have you just caught a perch and you were fine with that little old perch?
Yeah.
Now these kids, they don't care what they catch. They just want to catch something.
Well, I think that's most of us, Nate.
Yeah.
Anytime I go fishing, it's better to pull something out of the water than nothing, right?
Dinner might still be at the restaurant,
That's
but
right.
hey,
That's right.
at least we caught something.
That's absolutely right. But no, frankly, this particular pond. I've been out there a lot of years as I used to work there at the YMCA.
Yep.
in Conroe, and I know that I was surprised at the size of the fish that come out of that thing.
Because nobody fishes it.
Well, the kids in the summertime fish it, but it's catch and release, right? I mean, so those things are just put back in.
And so we're getting out there. They haven't had a hook in the water for like 6 months, so they're
hungry.
looking for something to bite.
Oh God! But and I'm gonna throw this back out there too, and you guys jump on this because I know I'd love for each one of you to dig into your memory banks and share a story like I'm gonna share. Challenge Air just finished. Same thing, Down syndrome, autism, wheelchair. The one thing I noticed this year, and I hope it's not a concern, a whole lot less wheelchair-bound children than the previous year, and a whole lot more Down syndrome and autism. So it's a different mix, and I don't know why that was, but the one thing that was in common was we blew up Facebook during and after with photos and videos of the kids and the parents that either shared their own or made comments. And all these parents could say, my little Katie, my Owen loved it, said it was the best day of his life, said he met so-and-so and he loved them, wanted to say so-and-so hello. These parents would call some of us out by name, so-and-so, Jessica, it was so wonderful. You made my guy happy. Brenna, Owen loved dancing with you. It's an impact on these parents' lives, and you see it. And then we'll look over sometimes. We'll watch the kid dancing with somebody or cutting up, and you look over at the parents, and that head is tilted, and tears are streaming down their face because somebody loves
Somebody
their kid.
cares. Yeah. That's right. For me specifically, it would be, Scott did a good job of talking about how there's relationships here. And I just think about, I grew up here. I'm from Conroe. I just happen to know a lot of people by virtue of being somebody who talks to everybody and talks too much and never shuts up. And I happen to know a lady that I knew growing up, and, obviously we don't stay connected all the time, but over the course of about 5 years ago, I learned that she had a disabled child. And so for 2 years, I invited her to come, and, there's an emotional block there for them because all that stuff we talked about where they feel like they're swept into the corner, and she didn't want to do it. And so I think 3 years ago, she came for the first time. And we turned that into something that we're going to talk about here later, which was we invited her to let her daughter go to Texas Lions Camp. And, the timeline's off because her daughter went to Lions Camp like 3 years ago, but I worked on her for several years where first she didn't want to come, then she came to Kids on the Lake, and then once she saw that what we're about, then she was willing to let her daughter go, because there's this attachment of nobody's going to take care of my baby like I will, especially if my baby has a disability. And she sent her off to Texas Lions Camp. And then here in a few minutes, we'll talk about that with Scott because that's a really important part of what we do. But having that ability to establish a relationship where they finally trust what we're doing and being able to provide experiences for that family that they probably can't get anywhere else is something that I really treasure.
Yep.
What I think is key too. There's a lot of people that are listening to this that are like, "Wow, that sounds awesome. I mean, how do I get involved in that?" And there's a lot of ways to get involved, but I think we would be remiss to not say, join Conroe Noon Lions Club. I mean, we're talking today about a couple of things that we do, and we do so many different things for the community, and they're all as important. And it takes it takes someone that likes a little piece of each one of those things.
And that's the thing. Kids on the Lake may not be for one person, but there's so many other events that they're like, oh God, I love doing that. Yeah. And so there's something for everybody. And to back up on that too, if you're not sure about joining, just come have lunch with us once or twice.
Yeah.
Just come get to know us.
It's always amazing to me when we have our new member inductions, and we just had one yesterday. And we had how many?
22, I think.
22, yeah. 22 new members that were inducted. Now, that's pretty awesome. But when you sit and you talk with those people and you ask them, why did you join? Every single one of those people, and not just yesterday, but all along, they say because they want to give back. Mm-hmm. And there's not one person that doesn't say that. They say, I did this, I did that, and now, this community has been good to me, and now I just want to give back. Mm-hmm. And so you think about the synergy that comes from that number of people, over 300 people that just want to give back. Mm-hmm. there's a whole lot more that can be involved in that. And so I really want to encourage folks to give it a look and see.
Yep.
There's something, like you said, there's something for everybody, because everybody's moved by different things, but there's so much to do.
Yep. We've only using the half hour, so we've only got a few more minutes, and so I want you to touch on the Lions camp.
Okay.
We won't get to spend as much time, but let's wet the whistle of people to know that that's something that you can graduate from Kids on the Lake to that.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back and we'll get some of your people from Work Weekend in here to talk about it.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. So yeah, you just mentioned Work Weekend. So Work Weekend is this weekend. Well, we leave tomorrow for that, and I don't want to spend a lot of time about Work Weekend. Basically, it's just a bunch of Lions that go up to Kerrville, and we prepare the camp for the kids to come this summer. So what is the camp? It's a camp. Texas Lions Camp is a camp for children with physical disabilities. Right. Okay, so we're talking about Kids on the Lake and Challenge Air, where you're dealing with
you can have
children,
a big range.
a big variety, right, of mental disabilities, physical disabilities. Texas Lions Camp was established and founded in 1949 for children with polio. Okay, so, and it has since then, polio is, it's still around, but
kind of a thing of the past.
Yeah, especially here, right?
Yeah.
So, but we've maintained the necessity of having a place for children with physical disabilities to go and be able to do things like other kids do.
Well, I'm going to step on your toes for a second, because the diabetes is the thing that fills up first. And that's where I first came to sponsor someone who had a type 1 diabetic daughter. So you look at this little girl that, 14 years old, in the prime of health, volleyball player, but she was, juvenile diabetes, and a very, very serious thing for her to be mindful of. And we have 2 diabetes weeks, and it fills up fast, and it's always the first one to go. And this lady, over the course of a few years, got to where, she was pounding on me in January to be like, I've got to get Meg in camp. Meg's the daughter. And so it's important to these families to have the ability to do that. Obviously, the camp gives these kids the ability to develop the tools they need to persist through their disability and adapt and really get to a position where they have the confidence to say, I can do that. Even though I have a disability, I can do that.
Yeah, camp has a very skilled staff. Then they come from all over the world. And they have a can-do philosophy. We probably have heard that before. So you're not going to ever hear a staff person or anyone at that camp tell a child that they can't do something. If a child wants to climb the rock wall, we're going to find a way for them to do that.
And I've heard stories where they might only crawl up an inch or two, but they crawled up an inch or two.
That's right. So what they do is they set goals. Right, so they set goals, and most of the time the kids are like, "Well, I want to ring the bell 30 feet up in the air." Well, okay, that's a good goal, but let's drop it down to make it incremental. So what's goal 1? So what may be to make it 6 feet? I had there was a little guy that goes to camp there. He has one arm, he has neither of his legs, and he only has one arm. That climbed to the top of the wall and rang the bell. And it was the most amazing thing. And you know what? He started off by wanting to reach the green rock 6 feet up.
Wow.
He made it and said, "Can I keep going?" Sure. Keep going.
Wow.
And so he would
I just have a lot of questions of how he was able to accomplish that now.
Well, I'm going to tell you, it was pretty amazing. Chin on one rock, he would reach up and try to find it, but he had the help of people on the ground saying, up, to the right, to the right, to the left, a little higher. But he made it to the top of the wall. Now, here's the thing. No one made him do that. It's something that he wanted to do. When he got down off of that wall, do you think there's anything that you could tell him that he couldn't do?
Right.
No.
Probably not.
No.
And so that's really what this camp is about. Warner hit it right. It's a camp for children with physical disabilities. We do have 2 weeks of type 1 diabetes, insulin dependent. And then we have 1 week for children with Down syndrome. So 9 weeks total. There's still lots of space in the children with physical disabilities. Diabetic weeks are probably full. Down syndrome weeks are probably full, but that doesn't mean people shouldn't apply to go. And you know what? This is another one of those things that costs absolutely
Nothing.
$0 million.
$0 million. Costs nothing. It's supported by Lions across the state of Texas. So it costs the families nothing for their children to attend camp for a week.
Believe it or not, we're almost out of time. So here's what I want to do. We've wet the whistle. Let's leave with two things. Let's send people, you guys send people where to find out about Kids on the Lake, being a Lion, three things, and the camp. And then we'll come back. But Montgomery County Lifestyle is going to share this information for them where to go to. And then if people would show up to Kids on the Lake, they can get information about camp.
Yeah, simply just Google or Facebook Conroe Noon Lions Club, and you will get all the information you need either from our Facebook page or our website.
There's also an event page for the fishing tournament. It's called Conroe Lions Fishing Tournament or something like that.
Kids on the Lake. If you type in
Kids on the Lake Fishing Tournament,
if
yeah.
you just type in Kids on the Lake and you live in Conroe, I guarantee you Facebook will help you find that event page.
Yeah, same way with Texas Lions Camp. It's lionscamp.com or just Google Texas Lions Camp, and it'll pull the page up, and there's everything you ever wanted to know or afraid to ask.
Awesome. Guys, thank you for being here. We're going to follow back up later. Folks, be looking at those Facebook pages. Be looking for some pictures. You want to get involved? Get involved. Folks, we'll be right back. You're listening to Montgomery County Lifestyle with Nathan Arrazate. Thanks for tuning in.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio. Broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Because it's drive time. Get where you're going, Sara. All right, folks, we are back. Good morning. You're listening to Montgomery County Lifestyle with Nathan Arrazate on Lone Star Community Radio. Guys, local FM 104.5, 106.1, irlonestar.com. We have podcasts that we blow these shows out with. We have YouTube video that we blow these out with. So you can come back and watch this later. That's right. I said you can watch this radio show later. You can share it on Facebook, share it on your website, share whatever. Let your friends and family and coworkers know about the community. We're going to dive right in with a friend of mine, Sara Koenig, owner of Cowtown Couture, right across the street, right across from the Crichton Theater. And she is one of the hard-charging volunteers that is helping to bring you the Americana Music Festival. How you doing, Sara?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's good to have you here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We need to know. It needs to be coming out of your mouth. They don't want to hear me talk. Tell me about what is the Americana Music Festival. Don't worry about when it is, but what is it?
It's a festival. There's 54 bands exactly. We have 6 different venues. You get one wristband, gets you into all the different venues. You can there's music going on at all times. In any of the 6 venues, there's always somebody playing. And there's a schedule. You could kind of hop in and out and go see who you want to, when you want, and where, and just kind of walk around. All the venues are within a block distance from each other.
Well, it's right here. It's right here downtown. If you're from
Yes.
Conroe or you've driven through here, you're from Austin, you know about it, or you've never been here, you're going to get a map.
Right.
And if you're right in the middle, say where we're at, you go 100 yards to Sparkle Ice House.
Yes.
And there's bands.
100
You go less than 100 yards,
to a tent.
and there's a tent with
Right.
bands. You go like 50 yards, there's another tent with
Right.
bands. You go about 30 yards, and there's Martin's Downtown, which is an indoor air-conditioned event.
Correct. Corner pub.
Corner Pub is 30 yards down the road,
And
and that's the
directly-
same thing.
Right. And directly across the street, Red Brick Tavern.
5 yards. So, yeah, you can get some exercise walking around because if you're moving a bunch, but you don't need a car.
No,
You don't need a
car.
shuttle.
We also there'll also be food trucks right here on the street. There'll be lots of food truck vendors. So if you get hungry and want some food, there's plenty of choices. And then in the park right here, they're setting Founders Plaza. be vendors selling items out there the whole weekend as well. So you could shop, get some food, listen to some great music, check out some awesome bands.
And here's what's cool. It's free
It's free.
to come down here and hang out.
Yes.
You just pay your ticket price to get an armband to get into the venues.
Correct.
So if you live down here and you go, hey, let's go listen to music, you can't just walk into Corner Pub.
No, you have to buy a wristband. You could buy individual days for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The schedule is online. So if you go online and only can come on Friday, you could, or there's only bands you're interested in seeing on Saturday, you could buy an individual pass just for Saturday.
Right.
Or you could buy a full weekend pass that gets you in for the whole weekend.
So if you're a music lover,
Correct.
it's a heck of a deal. It's only $75 for 3 days.
For all 54 bands.
Yeah.
It's
And
incredible.
You sit and you listen to one band for 30, 45 minutes and you're happy and you go, oh, God, look, over at Red Brick. Oh, look at Corner Pub.
Right. And you can run out and go see somebody
Caleb's
else.
over there because that Caleb's your buddy. We got to give Caleb a shout out.
Yes.
Give him a shout out.
Hey, Caleb.
There you go. So you can just get up and move around.
Correct.
And you don't have to pay for anything else.
Nope.
And there's drinks,
Drinks. Southern
whether it's alcoholic or non-alcoholic. There's drinks at every venue.
Yes, Southern Star is our headlining sponsor, and they'll be serving up lots of beverages in all the venues, but there is also non-alcoholic choices.
So Southern Star.
Yes,
Do you like beer?
I do.
So
I
tell
love-
us about the Southern Star beers that you like.
Oh, gosh. I like the Blonde. Is probably
Blonde
my-
Bombshell?
Yes, the Blonde Bombshell.
Probably
is
the number one beer they have in it.
That's my favorite. That's usually what I go to, but I love all of their beers.
So, folks, if you don't know what we're talking about, Southern Star Brewery is here in Conroe. They started off little bitty kind of little old thing.
Yes.
And now they're like the Big Daddy, Mac Daddy. Eventually, he's going to have a music venue out there. They do all kinds of things. They give back to the community so much. They are the title Mac Daddy main event sponsor.
Correct.
And yeah, you guys could pull it off without them, but you couldn't pull it off the same. So that's wonderful. And I'm not taking away from you.
Right,
What I'm
no.
saying is Southern Star, thank you.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They've been great from the very beginning. They came in before anybody else did and have been fabulous. So they also sponsor one of our bands that's playing the festival, Folk Family.
Yes.
So yeah, they're great music supporters.
So I understand you're a music fan. So tell us a little bit about your involvement, what it is about music and why that makes you so tied to this event. And quite honestly, let's tell everybody, you are the committee chairman for the Sounds of Texas Music Series, which is put on, sponsored, and produced by the Friends of Conroe.
Correct.
So you've also, some other time, we'll talk about the Sounds of Texas Music Series when it's time. This is about Americana, but you are deep involved in anything to do with music. Why?
I love it. I grew up in a music family. My dad's always been a musician and played in travels and plays. He still does to this day. Songwriter. I've just grown up in a very music family and been interested in it my whole life. I've traveled and gone to many festivals and just really wanted to be involved in this one. Excited to be involved in this one. This one's amazing. This is probably one of the better ones even that I've ever seen. So
Do you perform?
no, I do not.
You don't sing?
No, I didn't inherit that
Do you
gene.
sing in the shower or the car or whatever?
Oh, when there's not an audience, yes.
Do you play any kind of instrument?
No. I didn't pick up that gene. I just love it.
And my understanding too is there's a lot of different kinds of music you like.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about that. My understanding is there's a lot of different music. Tell us about the different types of music this weekend.
Oh gosh, it's kind of a Americana mix of bluegrass and rockabilly and classic country and just regular country and a little bit of southern rock and just a kind of a mixing pool of music. Some really good acts.
There's several that I know about. It's really cool. John Evans is going to be
Yes.
here. And number one, I love his music.
I do too.
But we have a connection. I know his brother and his sister. We went to school together. His sister and I
cool.
graduated. I graduated up here in Conroe, but I knew them from 5th grade to sophomore year in high school. I lived down in Pasadena area.
Right.
And so I grew up with Kim Evans and Ken Evans.
Okay.
And then John is the baby
Yeah.
who went off to be, the cool dude that wears polyester
He's a nice
with
guy.
the crazy hair.
He's a great guy.
So, folks, you got to come see 54 bands, but you got to see one of them, John Evans, because he's tied, man. He's cool.
Right. There are so many I want to see. It's going to be hard. hard deciding where to go.
And you're working, you're volunteering, so you're going to be
Yes.
hard for you to get out there.
It is. It's going to be hard, but I have my list of, a handful that are must sees. So
Volunteers. My understanding, I saw posted and somebody told me that there's approximately 20 more volunteers needed.
yes,
Let's talk about that.
We need volunteers. You can, we have lots of opportunities for volunteers. You get a t-shirt, you get a wristband for whatever day you want to come in and volunteer. Please, if you have some free time, it's a great way to get out and be involved and also get to see some of the bands and music without having to buy the ticket. Just come out, work a 3-hour shift. You could go online to the website, the Conroe Americana Music Festival website, and there's a link for volunteers to sign up on. So just fill out your information and submit it, and you'll get set up.
Well, what I'll do when this show's over with, I'm going to share some information on Montgomery County Lifestyle about the Lions Club. I'm going to share it about the volunteers as well, too. Conroe Americana Music Festival.com.
Yep.
They can buy tickets there. They can
Yes.
get the lineup of the bands there. They can get a map of the venues there. They can find out about volunteers. They can find everything.
Everything. It's a one-stop.
Now, let me ask you and you may know the answer. If not, folks, we'll find that out for you. Let's say that I have time to volunteer Friday, but I just have time to only come in for 3 or 4 hours Friday, and that's it. Can I come back and have my free ticket for Sunday or Saturday?
I'm not sure on that.
Okay. They need to go onto the website and send that
right.
information in.
Right. There's a volunteer coordinator that is dealing with all that. I'm not
Okay.
involved necessarily in that
Right.
aspect, so I don't want to give you wrong
No,
information.
that's good. They go to the website to find out more information.
Correct.
Okay. So inquiring minds want to know who are some of your favorites, and it's okay to have favorites because you're giving love to everybody.
Correct.
And this is just Sara, because you know some of these people.
Well,
Who are some of them, and then tell us why.
okay. Well, obviously, Caleb and the Homegrown Tomatoes, they're pretty near and dear to me.
Why?
I manage their band and do their booking, so they're a great group of guys. I've known them for a while, so I'm excited for them. But Band of Heathens, I love them. Uncle Lucius.
Oh, that's right, Uncle Lucius. I forgot
Yes.
about that.
Yes, he's playing. Bart Crow, great guy. I'm big fan of his as well. John Fulbright, Ruthie Foster, Angelina Presley. She just had a new album out. I don't know if you've heard it, but it's fantastic. I can't wait to see her. She used to play at the Pistol Annies, and I love them too. Gosh, I don't know. You put me on the spot.
That's okay. No, that's okay, because you gave us a taste. I mean, there's 54 bands. There's no
54.
way that you can know
see
everything
all of
about
them.
every one of them.
No.
And everybody's different. We all have our own favorites for whatever reason, and that's okay. But what's cool is now you can open up your mind. You may say, well, I don't really like rockabilly. And then there's several lineups at, 4 o'clock, let's say. I'm just
Right.
picking a number. You say, you know what? I'm going to go check them out. Well, you haven't paid money to go listen to this one band and go, oh, I don't like them. You just leave and go to another one
Exactly.
and go back to the bluegrass that you like, or go
Right.
to,
Dirty River Boys, they're fantastic.
maybe you're a group of friends and you got a mixed taste. So you just move together as a group, not as a gang. We don't have gangs in Conroe, okay? Crews, we're not going to let it happen. But it's just, it's a cool thing. And Conroe is known for wonderful events downtown, but never before like this. And tomorrow, Rodney and Hutch are going to be on, and they're going to talk about the backstory. They're going to talk about the
Yes.
dreams and the visions
Don't miss that.
years ago.
Don't miss that.
No,
That's
yeah.
a great story.
Folks, I need you to tune in tomorrow. It's not about me. It's not about tuning into my show. It's about the two men that are going to be standing here. So please, people, share this. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, Hutch and Rodney are going to give you the backstory. They're going to talk about some men who are no longer living that were part of this dream.
A big part of it.
Yeah. And all the volunteers and all the sponsors now would not even have the opportunity to be doing this if it wasn't for some of the stories that you're going to hear about
Right.
way back when.
Yeah, don't miss that show. It's going to be a great one.
And I would be remiss if I didn't, while we're on this subject, just say Rodney Poole and Hutch, two different men, two different styles, but incredible.
Incredible people.
And Rodney is Mr. Downtown Conroe. If he's
Absolutely.
ever picked on for anything negative, it's that he cares too much.
Too nice.
right?
One of the nicest people I've ever met.
He would rather, I don't even know if he would step on a spider. I mean, I'm being silly, but he might.
He might.
Okay. If the spider was scaring somebody, but if it wasn't scaring anybody, he loves Conroe. He loves downtown.
Yes.
He loves the businesses because it's people.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't love business.
He loves
He loves the
downtown.
people. He loves the relationships that it builds, that it brings. He's a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
that's, I use the term dude as a term of endearment. If I use the term dude, that means I respect you a bunch. He is a good dude.
Yeah, he is one of the best.
And I'm so glad he's not a councilman or a mayor or something like that. He's got his own role and he needs to stay there because he can do so much more.
We joke around and call him the unofficial mayor.
That's what he is. That's what he is. So that's going to be fun tomorrow. Golly. What else? We were about to, we got to talk about Tracy. Tracy Brandon was going to be here today. Hopefully she'll show up tomorrow.
Right.
Introduce everybody and tell everybody about Tracy.
Tracy single-handedly booked all 54 bands. I mean, she went to work. She put in some serious work and did the schedule, booked all the bands, reached out to everybody, dealt with all the contracts. She put in a lot of hours. She's fantastic, great person, knows a ton about the music, loves it. She's just crazy involved in the whole thing.
I recognized her face and I've kind of been around her before, but I don't know her. I really want to get to know her simply because maybe down the road we can help each other out, events, this and that, whatever. But is that what she does? Is she a full-time booking agent? I didn't think so.
No, I've never met her or known her until this festival. I got introduced to her when she started working on this festival, and we quickly became really good friends and someone I, be friends with for a while. She's a great person. Yeah. But I think she has a music background, and I believe she did do some music booking, but right now she's full-time Americana Festival.
We'll find out tomorrow, won't we?
Yes.
Yep, we'll find out more about Tracy. Isn't this cool? We're touching on some things so people maybe were wetting that whistle and stuff like that. And there's so many people to thank. And look, I'm not going to take away from them because I haven't been involved in the committee, so I haven't earned the right to go into it too much because I don't want to miss somebody. Tomorrow, I know that Rodney and Hutch will give all the accolades out, but so you've got Margie Taylor, who did the PR and marketing. You've got the owners like Debbie and Hutch, Rodney and different people, and Ruthie, the venue owners.
Correct.
That not only want to promote their venue, because come on, it's business. They want to, but they want to promote the festival for the festival.
Correct. And then a lot of the merchants down here, the business owners are on the committee and have done a lot of volunteer hours. Debbie Kruger over at Branding Iron.
Oh yeah.
They've done all the printing and production, and she is also working with volunteers. Brownlee Jewelers, Toledo Finance, just so many of the businesses down here. All the owners and people are joined in on the committee and put in a lot of volunteer hours and helping out with all of it.
Yep. Because it's going to be a big deal. And look, folks, the first year is not going to be the showcase as far as 100,000 people. That's not going to happen, and no one expects that.
Well,
but we've got to put our best foot forward and look good.
Correct, but a lot of our venues also have capacity. We're not
right.
We have.
It's not a 1,200-foot person amphitheater.
No,
it's a beginning.
Correct.
But I got to be honest with you, man. There's a lot of people that said, "Oh my God, 54! You bit off so much." You know what? Go big or go home.
Exactly.
Word on the street is you guys have really done a good job. And again, word on the street is I don't hear one name stick out. Rodney's name sticks out. He won't like this. He won't like this.
It should stick out.
He's the leader.
It should stick out. Yes.
But he's the leader because he leads and lets everybody do their job. Mm-hmm. But word on the street is it's a good team effort.
It is. It's been a lot of people doing a lot of different things to make it happen. So
you're excited.
I am. I'm so excited. We're kicking it off the city of Conroe tonight with the Shiny Ribs concert. We'll have a table out there selling wristbands too. So if you're out at the Shiny Ribs concert, that is a free concert to kind of tonight.
Tell them about that. What is that?
The city does the free Thursday concerts once a month, and the city is also one of the sponsors for the Americana Festival. So Shiny Ribs will be out there playing tonight.
What kind of music?
Oh gosh, what would I? Have you ever been to a Shiny Rips concert?
No.
It is fun. Be prepared to dance and just have a great time. He's a lot of fun to watch. He is kind of Americana, that mix of stuff. Great guy. But the VIP party for the sponsors is tonight, and the kickoff for the festival. We'll have a table out there selling wristbands. So, come by and buy one.
So is there anybody else or anything else that we haven't touched that you can think of?
There's so much.
What are the times? Now we've talked about it, so now let's talk
Okay.
about the times and stuff.
Friday is 6 to midnight. Saturday it's noon to midnight, and Sunday, oh gosh, I believe
Noon to
it's
6.
Noon to 6. That's right.
Okay. And people go online and buy their tickets, and it's not really a ticket. It's like
It's
a
a wristband.
receipt.
Yeah, you'll get a printout voucher or receipt email sent to you, and then we'll have a box office that's set up right here in front of the courthouse. And so you'll come to the box office when you get here and give them your receipt, and they'll give you a wristband, and they're color coded for if you buy the full weekend or if you're versus just buying for Saturday. There's different colors, and you'll have your wristband. If you buy the full weekend, you get to wear this cute little arm jewelry for 3 days, but to get you in and out of the venues.
Cool. Okay, so how do people find out? We're gonna leave a little early today. There's
Okay.
a National Day of Prayer event over on the courthouse steps, and there's a lot of people getting together over there. It's very informal.
Good.
It's very informal.
Love it.
There's no speeches and fluff. Pastor Jeff Berger, First Baptist Church, is going to just
Love
lead
it.
in prayer. So we're going to cut out a little early for that, folks. But how do people get more information? Send them to the website and
Send them
Facebook.
to the Facebook and the website. It has all the information you can want on there.
And where do they go?
Conroe Americana Music Festival.com.
Okay. And then the Facebook page is same thing, isn't it?
Same thing,
Conroe Americana Music Festival.com.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's an event page.
correct?
Same thing, Conroe Americana Music Festival. And I think the official one, because a lot of people made them, I think the official one says something about 50 bands or
50,
something
I
like
think it says 50 plus.
50 plus, something like that. The Convention Bureau's helping to promote.
Yeah.
Each venue's helping to promote. The individuals are helping to promote.
Right, the committee members,
the
the
committee
businesses.
members, your PR team is helping to promote.
Right.
Man,
The
the bands are helping to promote.
Yes, the bands. KHOU did a broadcast
That
yesterday.
was wonderful that happened.
Yes, at Red Brick. That was a good one. A lot of fun.
Yep. Everybody dancing and partying and eating and looked like drinking at 5 in the morning, but you guys really weren't drinking. It was coffee, but still.
Yes, it was a good time. Margie Taylor pulled that off, along with Debbie opening up the doors for Red Brick
Yep.
to make it happen. It was a lot of fun.
So, folks, you've been listening to me a little bit and hopefully a whole lot to Sarah this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Conroe Americana Music Festival. Be a part of history.
Right,
It's
come
the
on out,
inaugural
have a
event.
good time.
It's the
gonna-
first time it's happened.
It's going to be great. Check out some of the bands. If you've never even heard them, check them out. There's some amazing people.
And you know what? Let's tell you that. On the website, there's links
Right.
to a lot of these bands.
Correct. You could click, if you've never heard of one before, you could click on it. It'll take you to their website. It'll show you little video, YouTube clips of them. So you could go on and check them out and put you together a little schedule of who you want to go see.
There you go. Hey, thanks for being on, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Enjoyed
Thanks
it.
for having me.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Folks, Conroe Americana Music Festival, downtown Conroe. It's happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You need to be involved. You need to check it out. It's family friendly.
Very.
It's very family friendly. If you're not sure, come downtown, check it out, and then you can decide if you go to the next step and buy a ticket and get involved. But I'm telling you, if you like music, you need to be a part of the inaugural event. You need to be a part of history. You need to be a part of the community. I really thank you for being here. You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio. It's all about the community. If you want to be involved, go to irlonestar.com. Find out about my show. Find out about the other shows. Find out about the studio. Find out who we are and what we do. Become a part of it. Let you or your company organization be a sponsor so we can keep bringing to you. Dick Schisler of this station is about to announce a whole lot of stuff. So stay tuned to me. Stay tuned to him. And I thank you. Montgomery County Lifestyle with Nathan Arrazate. It's your county, it's your life, and it's your style.
Thanks for checking out this recording from Lone Star Community Radio. Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station and broadcasted live from Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. Interested in sponsoring this show, being a guest, hosting your own show? Then please visit us online at irlonestar.com and check out the Contact Us page. We want to say thank you to our studio supporters. Our traffic sponsor, Conroe Americana Music Festival at ConroeAmericanaMusicFestival.com. For more information about the show, please check out the information below in the description.